Welcome to the Hebron Global Transformation Initiative. We believe that you can succeed in a rapidly changing world. Join the community of men and women who are striving to be transformed leaders of healthy families, spiritually empowered and financially free. Don't you want to be part of us? Please go on and listen to the message.
We'll continue to discuss about data, the source of capital, benefits and pitfalls. In the first place, we want to define the term loan in simple terms. So a loan is a trust to get what you want now and pay later. So it is a trust. It may be entrusted by the bank or any other institution or individual that maybe you receive it now and pay in the near future. So it has some conditions and attachments to it. So if you don't, if you go into it with prudence and understanding, it might be a bad debt. So we are saying that in accordance with the biblical teachings, there's a scripture in the Proverbs 22:7, which says, "The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower becomes a lender's slave." So it is possible, if you cannot get the prudent one, where you have done your numbers in terms of investments and how much you're going to earn on such kind of loan received, and maybe to be able to recover the amount of investment that you invested, and even pay back the loan and interest aspect of it. So if you don't do it with prudence, it is likely that maybe it may end up obtaining a bad debt. So and it can be bad news for any other person who can be fallen in this kind of arrangement. So there are in some cases there are bad debts and good debts. So I also want to talk about some good debts and how they can be beneficial to any investor. So good debts are those debts where return investments with the use of loans exceed significantly the principal interest repayments. So where the investments acquired is maybe in form of a long-term asset, appreciable asset such as land, for example, in a prime location, in decent place. Such kind of loan, if you acquire it and invest it in a prime location in a given area, in some cities or elsewhere, it can be a source of treasure and bring a lot of return to your coffers. So we are saying these are investments that can be good. So also student loans may be considered investment loans which may not be avoided in life. So students are sometimes given some dates to loans and to advance their education and finance their studies. In the end, when they qualify from their studies and begin working, then they begin to pay back the amount of loan. In most cases, these loans are not they are flat loans. They don't carry the amount of interest that can be burdened to the debt holder. So it is good. Some of the good loans that the person would wish to have and even take with a view to pay school fees for his or her children. So there are also pitfalls of bad debts. So, and these pitfalls which must be avoided, we are seeing that you can find yourself over-indebted. So, over-indebted is a situation where you are unable to pay back the amount of loan and with accrued interest over it, and then even the possession you had originally maybe achieved through sweat and toil also can be put on public action, and you lose even the investment you have tried, and even the original resources that you used to have before you acquired this loan. So it is wise and prudent to monitor some levels of debt increase to be able to pay back the amount of money received in form of investment, in form of the loan. So it is again there is another aspect which can be bad on your side. It affects your emotions. You know, when you have a lot of investment, a lot of loans in your balance sheet, or a personal account and you are not unable to service that loan with the amount of credit, so it's like you are not emotionally balanced. So it affects your emotions, your mood, your understanding, you perceive the way you perceive things in a positive manner, somehow affected in one or the other. So it also affects your relationships. For example, that sometimes you may have difficulties with your renters, you may have difficulties with your neighbors, you may have challenges and disagreements or quarrels which are not necessary to those who have wronged you. So it is not a good thing that you have to enjoy it with prudence. So it delays your development if maybe you have a 30-year loan, 20-year loan, 15-year loan, and it's like you cannot even do any other developmental projects in life. You cannot go for further education when you have a huge amount of loan that you are supposed to be paying on a monthly basis. So if such kind of inflexibility in your life to make flexible decisions so can be a setback in your future development. So it robs you of your future income and even current. So that affects your physical health sometimes when you have a lot of amount of debts in your life or on your accounts, when you have debt contracts that you cannot even pay back. So it's like you may even begin to develop some physical problems in terms of health. You may have some depression. Others have depression. Others may even develop diabetes and any other form of challenges in life. So one of the schemes that you can use to reduce or substantially reduce the burden that you might have suffered as a result of owning a lot of debts is refinancing. This refinancing can be an option where maybe you negotiate for loans of higher interest rates and to a low interest rates if you agree with your bank and the bank is willing to support you, and those parties are in position to maybe to relieve a burden of too much loan on your head. So they agree together and then they reduce interest. Maybe if you have interest of 10%, it can be reduced to 6%, or it can be reduced from maybe 20% to 14% or 12%. So that kind of refinancing is an option that can help you come out of debt. So another one is early repayment. Early repayment is also another scheme that can help you to come out of debt. For example, if you have a 40 million loan where you are paying 10% interest, in 20 years this amount of repayment in total goes up to 92 million. So there is an increase in terms of interest of 52 million added to 40 million already received in terms of loan. So this amount of money is too much. So if you decide maybe to make like almost a double payment, I reduce substantially from 20 years down 7 years of repayment. So you could save a huge amount of money to the tune of 37 million. So use 40 million at 10% for 20 years, and then the same amount of money at 10% for 7 years again. So this brings a huge amount of gain of 37 million. So you can do it through a spreadsheet or Excel, any other form of spreadsheet that can help you guide you. Let's continue to discuss other sources of financial freedom. Financial freedom has different sources. A simple definition, we could call it passive income, one of the other sources of creating financial freedom. So passive income is money you earn that doesn't require you to do a lot of active work to continue making it. So that's what is called the passive income. So we have a couple of sources of passive income that we want to bring to your attention in this discussion. So one of them is house rentals. You could have houses or some units that you have and you have put them on rentals, and tenants will come in and they begin to give you some rental income even on a monthly basis. So this is one of the passive income. Another one is warehouse. For example, you could have a warehouse where you make it a storage facility and rent it maybe on piecemeal rate or daily basis or on a monthly basis. Or it can also be hired for some number of years. So if you have it also, there's another venture that you need to think about, and then to help you earn a passive income. And this is a principle where we are saying that money, we should not work for money, we should let money work for us. So please do your best to try to figure out some of the opportunities that you can achieve to be able to gain a lot of passive income. It is clean money, sometimes it doesn't have a lot of stress when you are earning it, and brings the highest return in life. So another component is gardening for weddings and other events, for example. So these have been so popular in our country, and I think elsewhere in the world. These have been seen as one of the sources of earning a lot of money in terms of the events and weddings and any other celebrations that are ready to come. So if you were interested, if you don't have an idea on this, please consult those who are gifted in this area, who have been running such kind of businesses, and then they'll give you an idea on how you can go about it. And it is one of the sources that will bring you trade. So another component that you can say is quarrying sites. Quarrying sites where we get sand, we get stones for construction, we get all those materials that you can use during construction. So and these ones, those who own them have been seen as people who are very fortunate in life, and they are getting a lot of money, they earn a living, they are expanding on other different aspects of investment. So it's good to also think about such kind of opportunities. They are available. So another aspect component is public parking yards, for example. This has been seen as one of the profitable opportunities and business ideas that have almost transformed lives of many. So those who own them, they're getting a lot of money. Even those who work on the basis collecting that small fee or on site parking yard also earn a living, and they're getting benefits in this. So you also encourage to think about them. So they are sources of financial freedom, and they are called passive income. And they can also lift you up from one level of life to another level. So we also say that you rent out unused space. You could have a space that is bigger, that is not even useful for you. When you think about making it a commercial area that can be hired, can be rented by different people who might need it, so you also earn a huge amount of money. So this is another great area people can use and earn some returns. Another one is house hacking. House hacking is a kind of housing units where the owner of that building may decide to live in one unit and try to say to rent off some of the other units that will earn a substantial amount of money. And this kind of house hacking, the rentals which are derived from such kind of investment to be used to pay back the loan if you have, and again create equity on your balance sheet. So we encourage people to continue to think about such kind of innovations and investments that can lift them up and increase the investment base. So another aspect is also, apart from house hacking, is also condominium. Condominium is also kind of housing units where the units are attached to one another, and then they can be hired differently, they can be purchased, they can be sold, and they bring a lot of money. So there also are sorts of investments that you need to think about, and then they generate a huge amount of return. So we are also discussing another topic issue that talks about cautions, where you need to have a constant watch in the aspect of financial freedom. So much as we're driven by investments, much as we're driven by the savings, much as we have the interest to expand and make gains, we also need some caution to have in our lives. So we are saying that watch your credit levels to avoid indebtedness. So it is wise not to accumulate amount of loans that we have no capacity to repay back. So it is good and wise to continue to monitor the levels of the credit to the extent that you know how much you are willing and ability to pay back the amount of loan that you have. So we are also seeing that negotiation is a key component in the investment in financial freedom. Some do hesitate and think to lower their self-esteem, and we are recommending you to overcome such handicap. It is a street that is not professional. The negotiation is good. You can gain from price discount, you can gain from quantity discount, and also gain from contractual negotiation. So negotiation is part and parcel of business life, and there are some gains that come out of it. So to also encourage you to always take a step make a negotiation, even when it appears that it is not possible to be done. So as much as you continue to take a step of faith and try it, it might work on your way and to bring a difference. And this the amount that you should have maybe spent when you didn't negotiate, you use it as a further investment and saving. So we'll encourage you in this perspective. So there is also a need for continuous education. You need to educate yourself in tax laws. You also current investment opportunities. You also need to educate yourself about the challenges, the external challenges that might hinder your investments. You need to consult the professionals in the field to give you guidance and even maybe try to help you maybe carry out pre-trained estimates on how you want to invest your fortunes in the future. So it is wise, and also recommend that you have to have adequate maintenance. Adequate maintenance is just taking good care of your property that you have so that it may last longer, it may live longer. The cost of maintenance also considered as a replacement cost, which should not be missed in life. So if you have a house, you have investments, so that you have maybe a couple of 10 years, 15 years or so, you need to again think about them. How can you innovate them? How can you advance them? And how can you improve them to be able to earn an extra amount of money? So when through school, people have interest in it, and they give you the amount of money you need. And in this kind of approach, also they expand the revenue streams you have to earn in your business portfolio. So we encourage you to continue to carry out maintenance. The maintenance also is good to somebody's life. For example, take care of your health. Proper maintenance also applies to the body. Invest in good health with regular visits to doctors and dentists, and follow health advice about any problems you may encounter. So much as you need to succeed in this kind of treasure finances, vastly massive investments, you need to also think about your health. Your health is the number one investment that you wish to have. The safer, the healthier you are, the greater the amount of investment you can carry out. Do all it takes to maintain your physical life and emotional balance, and in the aspect that will help you continue to excel in your strategy. So also another component that you have here is to live below your means. So living beyond means strategies is an aspect that can make you succeed. So if you are earning, for example, $1,000 a month or so, and you're spending almost $900 on luxuries, on daily life, and it's like you cannot even save $200, $300. So maybe even in addition to this, you spend $1,000 and also get an advance from the neighborhood or friends or any other place that they can allow, give you need to borrow from them. So living below your means is a model that can work, and it has worked for many. So make sure that you have saved, as earlier mentioned in our initial discussion, we were saying we were recommending 10% of the taxes and funds and 20% paying your source of savings. So this model for living below your means is an aspect that will make you give you a habit. Develop this kind of habit and accept to live for your means. This will help you break through financially. So we are saying this is another aspect of financial freedom that will help you move forward. So let's again continue to discuss the other aspects of financial freedom. You are almost discussing about again data on how you can go about it again. So we are saying recommend that you should stop borrowing. Debt is not a solution to every financial problem. So we are recommending to our viewers and listeners that whenever you have a need, don't think of debt as a solution. So a debt should be sought at the last resort. So in most cases, you can do your best without acquiring too much loans that you cannot even pay. So we are saying again, make an emergency fund account where you'll be able to finance maybe challenges that you might encounter in life. You may have some challenges in life. You may have maybe somebody who is sick, your family member is sick. You may have also maybe your car has experienced an accident. Any other, maybe your house is leaking and you need to repair it. All such kind of emergencies need to be sought and arrangement to address issues that come unprepared need to be sought. So we are recommending you to have an emergency fund, and also on the list of debtors, make sure that you have a list of them. Prepare a list of them and you begin to engage them, call them, maybe starting from the smallest amount of debts that you have, and make a plan, a payment plan, settling them from the smallest amount to the largest amount. So somebody may be you may be owing some money to the person, maybe as small as it is, but this person could be the most person who is giving the headache in terms of recovery of his deal. So we are saying when you make a list of debtors and pay them from the smallest to the largest, then it will relieve you a burden, it will give you comfort, it will give you confidence and self-esteem. So it is a good measure of debt servicing, and you have to practice it and use it as soon as you can. So start paying off immediately, and then take every debt that you have settled. So this is a strategy, a simple strategy that can almost bring you hope and give you chance to live in a happy environment. So we recommend you to continue to meditate upon these points as we continue to share them. I think you will be different, you have a different life. So we're almost coming to the end of our discussion. We are saying God is still able to intervene miraculously in your issues. If you could be highly indebted, could be having too much debt that you cannot even afford to pay back. But remember, God is still in control. The one who created in His image is still in control. He will deliver you from such kind of indebtedness. So just be optimistic, think positively, engage in professionals who are gifted in this area. Discuss with people who have succeeded, who have once upon a time experienced such kind of challenge, and now it's like maybe they have moved out of such pits, and we continue to engage them, discuss with them. They'll give you some couple of advice that will help you move forward. So we are saying again, God will still start with what you have. God will still have to work with what you have. For example, how much do you have within your coffers? How much do you have in terms of skills? How much do you have in terms of knowledge, wisdom, understanding? How much do you know about what's going on around the environment? So use all these options, the strengths that you have, the ideas. And so these ones, when they are combined together, they make a lift over your life from one level to another. So we are encouraging to continue to have hope. May God grant you financial freedom, and may God enable you to be debt free. Thank you for watching us. We'll come next in the other couple of programs and discussions that we can follow in the near future. God bless you, be with us, and stay tuned.